This is QTV News coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue. I am Umudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. First, here are the main news headlines. President Adama Barrow and his Senegalese counterpart President Macky Sall on Tuesday reaffirmed their commitment to further strengthen ties between the Gambia and Senegal. Fatoumata Jahumpa Cissé, the Gambia's High Commissioner to Zambia, has presented her letters of credence to President Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia. The 31st of July is Africa's Women's Day, sanctioned by the African Union to celebrate and acknowledge the four mothers of Africa who gallantly fought for Africa's liberation and development. Tekem Transformation Organization held the final of its lower basic schools spelling bee competition designed to help strengthen and revive the culture of reading. In international news, we take a look at how a non-profit community-based committee in the city of Missoula in the United States of America is welcoming and integrating hundreds of refugees from different countries. Those were the news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. President Adama Barrow and his Senegalese counterpart, President Macky Sall, Tuesday reaffirmed their commitment to further strengthen ties between their respective countries. They were speaking at the third session of the joint Senegalo-Gambian Presidential Council meeting at the Sir Dawda International Conference Center in Bijilo. QTV's Ansumane Sonyasi was there, and he now reports.
Held under the joint chairmanship of both heads of states, the third Senegalo-Gambian Joint Presidential Council session was preceded by a joint ministerial meeting on Monday. Having landed at the Banjul International Airport at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, President Sall was received by his Gambian counterpart, President Adama Barrow. The two heads of states held two closed-door meetings before jointly presiding over the third Presidential Council meeting, during which issues of mutual interest featured prominently. As is customary, the Council reviewed agreements of the second Council meeting, with both heads of states expressing satisfaction with the state of implementation of the recommendations and agreements. And in a show of strong political commitment to strengthening ties between the two countries, at least 7 new agreements were signed in various sectors, including security and trade. Presidents Adama Barrow and Macky Sall highlighted the significance of this session and cited the successful implementation of joint development endeavors in the past as a clear manifestation of the commitment of both countries to reinforce bilateral and economic ties for the mutual benefit of their states. And they urged their respective governments to accelerate the implementation of the revised guidelines of the second Council meeting, joint and combined patrols, sharing of intelligence, and facilitate free movement of goods and persons, amongst others.
Our vision is to collaborate fully in fulfillment of the aspirations and expectations of the people. No wonder our strategy is result-based and reflects a collective desire to successfully implement projects with higher dividend yields.
And this shows that between Banjul and Dakar, things are moving on the right way. So, thank you, Mr. President. I can assure you that we are very committed on the integration between Gambia and Senegal, and we will do our best to strengthen the relation between these two countries and one people.
In a sign of appreciation for his political support to the Gambia, especially on the international stage, President Barrow awarded his Senegalese counterpart the nation's highest honor. This was followed by a joint declaration of the third Presidential Council meeting communique by foreign ministers of both countries in French and English. Mamadou Tangara is Gambia's foreign minister.
It also reflects their desire to establish a confident, direct and permanent dialogue at the highest political level on all matters of common interest to the two countries.
Senegal and the Gambia are close neighbors with close historical, linguistic and cultural ties. Both countries have over the years strived to strengthen relations, especially around security and trade. The Senegalo-Gambian Council is a simulation of past close cooperation endeavors between the two countries, having briefly formed a confederation in the aftermath of the 1981 attempted coup in the Gambia. Several other efforts have been made, such as the formation of the Senegalo-Gambia Permanent Secretariat and commerce establishments for youth and women. The fourth Presidential Council meeting will be held in Dakar at a date to be jointly agreed. Answana Sonyasi for QTV News.
The 31st of July is Africa's Women's Day. It is an AU-sanctioned day set aside to celebrate and acknowledge the foremothers of Africa who gallantly fought for Africa's liberation and development. Despite their important role in Africa's independence struggle, African women have been the least represented in Africa's political and socio-economic systems. However, as QTV's Mudlamin Choi reports, there are some African countries breaking world records in women's empowerment and gender equality.
The work of African women in the liberation and development of the continent is being commemorated. Their hard work in the independence struggle of the continent has popular recognition in African history. With resilience and determination, African women have proven to be effective and efficient in the development drive of Africa. In the Gambia, agriculture is widely recognized as the backbone of our economy. Women make up over 70% of agricultural labor, primarily due to their involvement in subsistence farming. This is a common practice in other African countries. But beyond such socio-economic participation of women, there is inequality and exploitation. In Africa, the majority of women work in insecure, poorly paid jobs with few opportunities of advancement. In short, Africa being still a patriarchal society, men benefit from better opportunities than women in several sources of income and decision-making positions. The political representation leaves much to be desired. A case in point is the Gambia, where women comprise the largest percentage of our population, which is also reflected in the number of registered voters, more than half of which are women. However, despite such demographic data, women are the least represented in central and local government and the legislature. In the executive, out of 23 cabinet positions, 3 are women. At local government level, out of 120 council positions, 17 women were elected in the recent local government election. A similar unequal representation is reflected in our National Assembly, where only 5 out of 58 legislators are women. In other countries such as Senegal, Rwanda, and Sierra Leone, there have been milestone achievements in the political representation of women. In East Africa, a record has been set, with Rwanda becoming the first country in the world with a female majority in parliament. More than 60% of Rwanda's parliamentarians are women. Our closest neighbor, Senegal, has more than 40% of its parliament being women. This is one of the highest on the continent, making Senegal the third after Rwanda and South Africa, which has 46% women representation in their legislature. Though happening at a snail's pace, more African countries are marching towards gender equality in political representation. The latest to make some progress is another West African country, Sierra Leone, where the Gender Equality and Women's Act ushered in a new law that reserves 30% of parliamentary seats for women. A similar bill was introduced in Gambia's parliament, but failed to win popular support of NAMS. In the face of gender disparity in the Gambia's socio-economic and political landscape, some Gambian women have defied all odds, displayed resilience, and proved effective and efficient in their endeavors and professional careers. In the Gambia and elsewhere in Africa, where it has not happened yet, it will take political commitment for policy implementation and law reforms to turn the tide towards equal opportunities for all, irrespective of gender. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Fatoumata Jahumpa Cissé, Gambia's High Commissioner to Zambia, has presented her letters of credence to President Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia. Julden Jai has the rest of that story.
While receiving the letters of credence in Lusaka, the President of Zambia, Hakainde Hichilema, welcomed Madam Jahumpa to his country and called on her to explore and enjoy Zambia's diverse and warm cultures. President Hichilema says relations between the Gambia and Zambia started with the similarities of the names of the two countries, while emphasizing the need for strong ties between the two countries.
Our colleagues, the Gambia, and let's continue with our economic relationships. West Africa is not too far. There's a perception that we have to deal with Angola only, Uganda, but West Africa is not too far. And one of the things I want to encourage yourselves is where you have airlines. We'd like to see your airlines. flying into Lusaka, and that increases the communication that is much needed. Let me close by saying we can not achieve these you have said, the things you have said, these the things I have said, if we have no peace, security, and stability. Peace, security, stability as a prerequisite to development, as a condition precedent to development. It's of absolute necessity. Peace, stability, security in our individual countries. Charity begins at home. In our regions.
President Hichilema recalled how mails sent to Zambia often ended up going to the Gambia and vice versa. In her address, Ambassador Jahumpa Cisse says the two countries have always enjoyed friendly relations characterized by tangible, fruitful and mutually beneficial cooperation, notably in higher education and the judiciary.
Many of my comrades had pursued their studies in Zambian institutions of higher learning and have since occupied important positions both at home and abroad. Similarly, in the area of the judiciary, there has been a long tradition of sending Zambian judges to the Gambia. In this way, they contributed immensely to the maintenance of the independence of the judiciary and the strengthening of the rule of law. Your Excellency, sir, there cannot be a better example of inter-African cooperation and solidarity. In the course of my duty, sir, in this beautiful country of yours, I will leave no stone unturned in my resolve to reinforce even further Zambian-Gambian friendship and cooperation.
Madam Jahumpa Cisse says she has no doubt that she can count on the support of President Hichilema and his government to make the Zambian-Gambian bilateral ties in all areas of common interest a shining example of South-South cooperation. Gambia's High Commissioner thanked the Zambian president for the opportunity accorded to her and says she looks forward to taking up the challenge to further raise the fraternal relations between Zambia and the Gambia. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
We will now go for a commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local and international news stories. Do stay tuned.
The National Roads Authority, the implementing agency for the Barting-Harding Highway Widening Project, in collaboration with the Ministry of Works, the contractors, Areski, the consultant, South Consult, Gamtech GV, OIC Gambia, and partners, seek the support of the public in the implementation of the project as Phase 1 nears completion. Drivers are strongly advised to exercise caution, adhere to speed limits, and respect traffic diversions. Pedestrians and vendors are urged to maintain a safe distance from the road. The authority reminds the public that the right-of-way remains at 40 meters from the road, center line on both sides. Property owners are therefore urged to respect reserved allocation and refrain from encroachment. The understanding and cooperation of the public are highly solicited. This announcement is brought to you by the National Roads Authority.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fix Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps with your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. Techim Transformation Organization held the final of its Lower Basic Schools Spelling Bee competition designed to help strengthen and revive the culture of reading. Lena E. Igwenyipa has more.
The eagerly anticipated Lower Basic Schools National Spelling Bee Finals for 2023 gathered 30 talented young spellers from 15 schools across the country. The competition aims to encourage a renewed focus on literacy and the joy of reading, while showcasing the dedication and hard work of both students and teachers in their preparation. Tunde Ogundemu is the coordinator of Take M Transformation Organization.
We are promoting the importance of education in the area of spelling, reading, comprehension, and writing. And I believe that what we need in the country is total education, more education. All these kids, they are talented, but it needs more information, more exposure for their talent to come up and be a star.
Malang M. Kuyate, Principal Education Officer at MOPSI, emphasized the importance of such competitions at an early age to instill a love for reading and expanding one's vocabulary among students.
The gathering is meant to supplement what the ministry is asking for, quality education. And in achieving quality education, we must apply a multidimensional approach. It is not only one way that quality can be achieved. So therefore, it is very, very important that Tunde and Co are supplementing the efforts of our own ministry.
By actively engaging in spelling challenges, these young learners improve their language skills and gain confidence in expressing themselves effectively. The ultimate victory went to CD Camara from Tankula Lower Basic School, while Aisha Jallo from Longman Methodist secured the third position. Both spellers expressed their excitement about conquering a tough competition.
I'm very happy because this is National Spelling Bee and I came first from 29 participants.
I feel happy because my mom was the one motivating me. You will do it, you can do it. So I'm happy. I think she'll be proud of me today.
The Lower Basic Schools National Spelling Bee Finals 2023 demonstrated the positive impact of initiatives focused on education and literacy. As the event concluded, it left everyone inspired and hopeful for a future generation that cherishes the value of reading and embraces the enriching world of words. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena E. Igwenyipa.
In a significant step to enhance the well-being of its officers, the Gambia Immigration Department, under its staff welfare scheme, provided 2 new buses to help alleviate the challenges they faced with urban transportation. Lena E. Igwenyipa again.
As part of its staff welfare scheme initiative, the management acquired 2 brand new buses from Asata Motors worth $13 million to add to its existing fleet. These brand new buses, capable of accommodating up to 60 passengers each, symbolize the department's dedication to providing convenience and comfort for its officers during their daily commutes. Ansu Singate, the general manager of Asata Motors, expressed confidence about the quality of the buses delivered and affirmed their commitment to working closely with the GID.
Thank you to the Director General of Gambia Immigration Department and the senior staff and management. We are here today to deliver 2 brand new buses to the Gambia Immigration Department. We've been working with them for almost 2 years, to procure these buses. These buses are 65-seaters and it's GCC specs. When we say GCC specs, that means like the Arab world, Oman, Saudi, Dubai, and other countries. These buses are 2 years warranty and 15,000 kilometers for free. And this will serve their purposes, and they are very, very good buses and very reasonable prices. So we'll continue to work with the Gambia Immigration Department for their well-being and their transportation.
CDM Toure, the Director General of the Gambian Immigration Department, emphasized the significance of these buses procured through staff welfare contributions.
Reason being, today is the very first time that the institution is able to procure 2 brand new buses for the staff of immigration. One of the buses will ply the southern route, that is from Banjul all the way to Katong. Then the other one will start from Brikama all the way to Banjul here.
It is expected that the new buses will further boost the morale and overall performance of the Immigration Department in executing its duties. Fatou Demba, Commissioner of the Passport Panel, expressed appreciation and commended the staff of the Gambia Immigration Department for this positive step.
My Director General has said it all. I don't have nothing more to say. Just to thank the senior command and the staffs of the Gambia Immigration Department, especially the junior officers, because their welfare is our concern. So these are part of the good things we can do to them.
The introduction of these new buses is expected to enhance the overall efficiency and effectiveness of the Immigration Department, ensuring that officers can better focus on their crucial responsibilities while enjoying improved transportation services. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
From that story now to international news. The United States of America had and remains one of the dream countries for immigrants and refugees of war and conflict around the world. QTV's Aliou Cisse is in Missoula, in the state of Montana, and he takes a look at how a non-profit community-based committee in the city of Missoula is welcoming and integrating hundreds of refugees from different countries, including Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, Eritrea, and the Republic of Congo.
Soft Landing Missoula is a community-based organization working with refugee and immigrant families as they build new lives. As the name Soft Landing implies, the organization works on making refugees resettle easily. Missoula, a community of eye-catching landscapes and the second largest city in Montana State, is described as a liberal and welcoming community in the state of Montana, United States. It is home to many refugees who fled war and conflict in their countries for safety, mainly Democratic Republic of Congo, Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Eritrea. In 2019, Soft Landing initiated United We Eat to celebrate the incredible cooking talent of Missoula's newest neighbors and international residents, but also to offer refugee chefs opportunities to earn supplemental income. One of the chefs that we met is Mona Al-Khayal from Syria, who came to the United States from Egypt. She is being assisted by some volunteers to prepare Syrian local food for customers who had already made their orders. We were asked not to show her face on camera. In addition to this initiative, there's a resource center and youth programming through storytelling. Despite the increasing demand and language barriers, Mary Poole, executive director for the non-profit Soft Landing, said they have grown over the last 6 years as he received at her office African journalists on a U.S. State Department funded reporting tour in the U.S. who arrived in Missoula on Sunday night.
Had this idea as a small group of Missoulians, could we open our doors as a city to folks fleeing war and come to Missoula to find a safe home? It seemed really simple and easy at the time, but as we all know, it is not easy, it is not simple. Montana at the time was one of 2 states in the whole nation that was not welcoming refugees. So there was no resettlement at all in Montana.
Soft Landing works alongside the International Refugee Committee, one of the official refugee resettlement agencies that operate across the United States of America. It runs 29 offices throughout the country, including one in Missoula, with the support of the U.S. State Department and other partners. Paul Muyungua is a refugee from Democratic Republic of Congo who resettled in Missoula since 2014. Thanks to the support of Soft Landing and International Refugee Committee, he is able to settle well with his 3 kids and wife here. Nonetheless, he is in communication with his family in Congo.
Home is home. And I can say we didn't choose to come. It's because we was pushed out. And it's not only because we are in the great country, home remains home.
The people of Missoula are now embracing the initiative's vision, according to its mayor, Jordan Hess, as many refugees possess skills that are contributing to the economy of the city.
We've been trying to create employment pipelines where we can help connect refugees to city employment, and it's a new program, but so not much to report, but it's a big goal to provide opportunities for employment within the city.
By embracing the values of openness and diversity, the community of Missoula stands as a model for the rest of the state of Montana. For the refugees, Missoula is now a place they call home away from home. Reporting for QTV News from Missoula, state of Montana, United States, I am Aliou Cissé.
Before we end this news bulletin, here is a recap of our main news headlines. President Adama Barrow and his Senegalese counterpart, President Macky Sall, on Tuesday reaffirmed their commitment to further strengthen ties between the Gambia and Senegal. Fatoumata Jahumpa Cissé, Gambia's High Commissioner to Zambia, has presented her letters of credence to President Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia. The 31st of July is Africa's Women's Day, sanctioned by the African Union to celebrate and acknowledge the four mothers of Africa who gallantly fought for Africa's liberation and development. TechM Transformation Organization held the final of its Lower Basic Schools National Spelling Bee competition, designed to help and strengthen to revive the culture of reading. In international news, we looked at how a non-profit community-based committee in the United States of America, in a city called Missoula, and they are welcoming and integrating hundreds of refugees from different countries. That's all in this edition of the news. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to join us at 10 for another bulletin.